This video is going to change your life. And why is that? Because our life is a series of decisions, a series of choices and decisions that we make. And this will continue on until the day that we die. And making decisions can be really challenging. And especially, like, even as an intuitive, which helps in making decisions. But here's the thing, if we are very emotional about a decision, our intuition drops significantly. And I'm sure you've experienced this, especially when there is a high stress or high stakes, it appears to be, decision. It is inevitable that our emotions and all of these things get tied into making the decision. So if you have a decision to make right now, I would invite you to bring that to mind as we dive into this topic, because chances are that's why you're here. You're like, how do I make this decision that I've been trying to make? And I'm trying to tune in, I'm trying to muscle test, I'm trying to ask my friends, I'm trying to ask my guides, I'm trying to ask strangers, when really gonna let you in on a secret of how to make decisions. So first of all, though, why does this happen? Why does our brain do this? Now, I've noticed there are certain types of people who make decisions and they're just it's typically fire signs. They're just they're they make decisions. They just they don't really think, they just make decisions, right? And that can be difficult. It's not difficult, but if you're not that, if that isn't innate for you, you have to learn how to make decisions in a way that is empowering and how to make the right decisions in a way that your soul is really desiring for you. So if you are more of a water sign or an air sign, if you have lots of water in your chart, like yours truly. Now, there's also other factors that come into play here that have also really helped me to be confident in the decisions I make, and that is human design, learning how we make decisions. So as a splenic projector, I have really began to learn the language of my spleen, but that's not what we're going to talk about today. These are helpful tools. So if you're into astrology, if you're into human design, these are helpful tools to help you make decisions and learn your own way of making decisions. So if you are a sacral generator or emotional manifesting generator or any of these things, learning oh, I have to feel the emotions of this, or I have to trust my sacral, or all of these variations of things. If you're a splenic projector, learning what the spleen does. So for me, as a splenic projector, I do know instantly. I know instantly what I need to do. However, this is where our society, I believe, has made us feel as though making decisions carries a lot of weight. Your life and livelihood could depend on these decisions. So I'm going to take you, and here's the thing about making decisions. Once we make a decision, all the energy begins to shift. All the energy begins to shift and transform and evolve. So I'm going to share an example from my life. So there has been a financial investment. This is where, for a lot of people, this is where hesitancy and the decision fatigue comes in. Because if you have a decision that is weighing on you, oh my goodness, first of all, it is decreasing your life force energy. It is decreasing your vitality and ability just to run all of your health processes optimally, because that is taking energy. This is going to decrease your ability to see solutions and opportunities and guidance, because sitting in a decision, or rather sitting in the indecision of making a decision, it drains us, it depletes us, it takes from us. And so we have to learn how to make decisions. So the other day, I have had this financial decision that I've been contemplating investing in for honestly, like quite some time. It hasn't been like in the forefront, but recently it came to the forefront. And it was one of those things that I was like, Jasmine, you need to decide. Like, you just need to decide. And here's how we make decisions, okay? You ready for it? You choose. You powerfully choose. Because here's the thing. There isn't always a right decision. Because, like, what do I mean? You just choose. You're like, yeah, duh, Jasmine, you choose. But what does this mean? The power and intention and energy behind your choice is what matters more than the choice. The energy in which you make a choice matters more than the choice. The energy in which you make a decision matters more than the decision. So if you get into alignment and choose, my higher self has guided me to this and I'm going to make this decision. My higher self has led me away from this and I'm going to make this decision not to do this, not to invest in this, not to be with this person, not to do this thing, not to whatever, or to do this, to create this, to whatever it is. The power and the intention and the energy, and it's like the force behind which you decide and choose. This is what makes the difference. This is the momentum that carries your decision into the world. Okay? And so in the spiritual community, I find like, and this is, don't get like, I think this is a fun, beautiful way to go about life. And this is fun until it's not fun. Okay? When we search for signs, when we're searching for signs, like, there is a line, okay? There's a line between like higher self, source, show me that I'm making the right decision. And you need to make it very clear and obvious. Show me this if this is the right decision. Show me this if it is not the right decision. And once you see that, or if you don't see that, you need to trust that. But if you are, speaking from experience here, if you are asking to be shown for a sign and then you receive a sign and then you're like, well, I don't know, like maybe one more sign, or then seeing something and then being like, was that a sign? I just saw that angel number. Was that a sign? I just saw a ladybug. Was that a sign? You decide. Was it a sign? And if it was, you decide. Because when we are sitting in the indecision, as I mentioned, we're depleting our life force energy. Thus, we're not even going to make a good decision. But when we get so entangled in the beliefs of should I not, we're attaching so much emotion to it and so much well-being to it. And this isn't serving us. And so then by the time we get to making the decision, it's like we don't even have that vitality to back it with. We don't even have that energy to back it with. And this isn't saying to be reckless and like you just have to decide right then and there and then like that's it. No, you can still, what I recommend for really big decisions, there are a few ways, but I'm going to say what's coming to top of heart, top of mind is, first of all, put yourself in the energy of having already made the decision or having already made the decision one way or the other. So like if it's something you think you want to do, just decide that you've already done it and then see how that feels in your body within an hour, that later that day or the next day. But give yourself a timeline of like, I will make the decision and see how this feels by 10 a.m. tomorrow. And if it just doesn't still feel right, then no, do not settle. Another way is to literally energetically take it off your plate. So this is where compartmentalizing and like literally envisioning putting that decision into a box and being like, when I need to know, I will know, and making that decision. That when I need to know, I will know. But until then, I am not allowing it my mental space, my mental real estate up here because this is very valuable real estate, okay? Ruminating on things is not creating them. It is creating chaos and confusion, okay? So those two practices. But then when you feel like, just feel like in alignment, like things are going to work out no matter what, you have to get to this space. You have to get to this space of trusting that no matter what you do, you're going to be supported. And so even if you make the quote right decision, but you aren't like trusting it and you aren't feeling and trusting yourself and God's source divine, it's not the right decision. It's not going to turn out to be the right decision because you haven't created within you that trust, that love, that source flowing in the body to know that what you do, no matter what it is, the universe, God's source divine is going to back you and support you. So it would actually be better to make the quote wrong decision and trust that you're supported than to make the right decision and not feel confident in it. That is how powerful this is. Making the right decision is all about the energy in which you make it. Doesn't matter what all of these, if you see the sign, if you don't see the sign, like this is creating wishy-washy energy. Oh, so my decision that I started telling you about. So I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm making the decision. And I literally decided that this was the right decision. I don't know if it is, but I'm deciding that it is. I'm deciding that I'm supported in making this decision. Within an hour, oh my gosh, within an hour, one thing happened. Within another hour, another thing happened. That evening, I get back and I have an invitation to collaborate with this, a collaboration. And then later I get a thank you message from a client that from years ago telling me how much I've impacted her life. And it was like all of these like little things just was because I chose, because I decided that I was making the right decision. And even, I don't know. It truly from a higher perspective, like I don't know for sure, but I know that in trusting that I'm supported in it, it will be the right decision. I'm trusting that I'm supported in it, and therefore it is the right decision. And so this is what happens when we move the energy. We move the energy, okay? Because this is why people feel stuck and stagnant, is because you're sitting on making a decision. No, not 100% of the time, but if you're feeling stuck and stagnant, think about what decisions you need to make. Think about what you're letting sit in the back of your mind, okay? Like, this is how we move energy, is bringing forth those things in the back of your mind that you've been needing to make decisions on, and making a decision. Like, ask your guides, ask your higher self to show you how to make, like, perhaps delegate, perhaps put it on a to-do list for next week, next month, next year, like, rather than trying to decide. Like, if it's something that you don't need to decide right now, put it on a list that it's like, I'm going to decide at this date, this time, but not now. And then you will start to see energy moving. Or if it is just like something you're like, what am I supposed to do? Choose that whatever you do, you are supported 1,000% and move forward. And now you have the universe, you have your guides, you have source, you have your higher self behind you. Like, okay, this chick, this dude is serious. We're going to support them. We're going to support them and make sure that they get their end result no matter what it is, because they trust us. They trust themselves. And so working on trusting yourself is huge. And I will never forget a channel message I shared. Oh my goodness, it was a while ago. But trusting God Trusting Source Divine is the same as trusting yourself. Trusting yourself is the same as trusting God Source Divine, because you have that energy within you. You are made of that. You are made from Source God Divine. Therefore, to trust yourself is to trust God. To trust God is to trust yourself. And so if you struggle to trust either one, put your trust in the other one and then watch that trust flow. It's like an infinity. It circles back into each other. Okay? I hope this was helpful. I hope this serves you. And with that, I'm sending you all infinite love and light.